Now your microclimate forecast presented by Bill Howe. Here's meteorologist Sean Stiles.
The kids at Kaboo are going to want to hydrate. It's warming up a little for the weekend, Sean.
We've got the forecast temperatures for several events, including Kaboo, coming up. And if you're wondering about tomorrow, well, tomorrow is going to be the start of some really warm conditions. We're talking about low to mid-80s coastal mesas, and then once you get in the mesas and into the inland valleys, we're talking mid-upper 90s. Mountains, you'll be in the low to mid-90s, and deserts, you will be in the low 100s. But speaking of Kaboo and other events here in San Diego, we've got Kaboo. Plan on temperatures roughly around 82, 83 through the weekend. If you're heading out to the Ramona Grape Stomp, 100 degrees out there. As we said, some of those inland microclimate temperatures will be pushing to the 100s. And the Moon Festival at the Spreckens Oregon Pavilion will be about 84 degrees as temperatures are rising everywhere across the county. A lovely evening outside right now. We're in the mid to upper 60s in the inland microclimate locations. A big difference here between Poway and El Cajon. So you can see a little high valley there and then a low valley there where the heat is hanging around in El Cajon. Poway at 62 and El Cajon at 72, 68 in Oceanside, 69 in the Escondido area, as well as out in Julian right now. Downtown San Diego conditions with our Mount Soledad cam as the backdrop, 69 degrees, north of your winds at 3, and the humidity way up. In case you can't tell, it's a little bit hazy out there, so a lot of moisture in the atmosphere. And speaking of moisture in the atmosphere, we have a tropical wave starting. This is number 9. Here are the Bahamas right there, and watch the track this low takes. It will clip the Bahamas and then move into Florida as a tropical storm. So we're keeping our eye on that storm as it makes its way towards Florida. Elevated fire conditions over the next couple days, low humidities, and the hot heat of the weekend will take place on Saturday with temperatures 10 to 20 degrees above average. Not a whole lot happening as far as the atmosphere right now, but as we pull back out, you can see high pressure developing in over the Great Basin, and that is what's going to make things very hot here in Southern California over the next couple days. And that shows up on the 8-day forecast. 80 tomorrow, but then 83, 82. So inland, you'll also be into the 90s by Saturday, and those temperatures will finally start to cool down as we get back into, say, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Also in the mountains Saturday, the hottest day of the weekend, as well as in the deserts, and then everyone gets in on the cool down. So the next couple days is going to be very warm here in San Diego, but there is relief on the horizon. It's not like that 8-day microclimate forecast we had a couple weeks ago where it just kept on going.
Right. No relief in sight.
None.
We'll just look forward to that and get through the weekend.
Yes.
Thanks, Sean.